At this point, I would like to give you now a quick introduction into how we can apply different materials and how we can visualize that inside Blender. There are two things I have to do first before we can go to there. First, I have to turn off the matte cap capability. So my model will look like this, typical gray color. And then down here or up there where Blender render, you want to go to cycles render. Okay. So all this looks okay. Now if we, for example, select the blue part, to give it now a material, you could go to the material tab. This is basically now like showing you the object, Iron 7, and this is kind of like a list of different materials. And click new. And let's say we call this one blue. Here we have a color selector. For example, we can pick something like this. And we have a viewport. So when you go with your mouse over this, you could press Control on Windows or on Apple side, Command or Apple C. Go to the white color here and simply press Control or Apple V. And then it colors it. So it copies the color information. And you see now this color is actually applied to there. What this means basically, this for surface, that is basically representing your real actual material color. This viewport color is just being used for the viewport. So for example, here I can also color it differently. Let's select this part down here. Could go click new and maybe make this dark grayish. And can click this one. And this could remain being white. Okay. This one, for example, we call white, and this one we can call dark plastic. So you can give those top parts or materials also logical names. This object has no material yet. There are two ways to give it a material. I could click on the selector and select white, or I could also say U from here. So the last one is my target, and then say go object, make links, material, or I could simply press Ctrl L, make links, and say copy my material information. So from my target, this one, the material information is copied to multiple objects. To show that again, I select all those objects, select maybe the lower one, Ctrl L, material. Because what you cannot do, you cannot select two objects and then say make white, because whatever you do here is only applied to the last object. So those are your two ways how you could assign materials, either by object, or if you have multiple objects that should use the same material, you could just in object mode link the material information. Okay, maybe let's take a look what we have here. This one, maybe we make white as well. The cable, maybe we make dark. This one, maybe it should be metal. Maybe we give it a slight chrome color. What about the dials? Yeah. Yeah, the dial button, for example. It's partially white, and the lower part is actually bluish. So with Alt click on those loops, I am selecting the different mesh parts. Now I click the plus icon, And basically I generate another material slot. I select blue and then I click assign. So what I did basically was by clicking on plus, I can add another material to this object. And then with this mesh selected, clicking on assign, I tell the software that this face should be blue, or this face should be blue. Or if I want to, this face should be black. So you see, on a per face basis, you basically assign the different materials, or an object level. Here, for example, we can do it the same. So it should be white, and then those parts. No, actually, it's the reverse. No, the top part, for example, should be blue. Assign. Okay. Now you also see my Boolean surface actually is white, so this area remains white. If I want to change that, then those buttons, for example, or those geometry pieces have to be black as well. There. Okay, you see, not really very difficult. So now I have, through the coloring, kind of like logically structured my object, and just adding the color to the object already makes it look so much more detailed. Let me go for a moment to this mesh. This is kind of like the model where I had, or where I have all the separated surfaces inside one mesh. Now to tackle this problem, I can move my mouse, for example, to here, press L to select everything that's linked, and say, make this one blue. Now my whole object is blue. So that means if I go with my mouse to here, press L, and L, create a new input, say white, assign. Now that part is white. And then I could select this part, plus dark plastic, assign, and there. So you see there's nearly no difference. Okay, so that's kind of like the basic way how you can create and attach different materials to your different product parts.